In our second series of these programs, I would like to introduce you Mr. Professor Dr. Bayraktar Bayraklı and give you a little bit of information regarding his life. He was born in 1947 in the city of Rize in the township of Güneyce, a part of the country of İkizdere. He completed his primary education and recited the whole Quran in his village. He graduated from the Istanbul Imam Hatip School in 1968, Istanbul Eyüp High School in 1969, Istanbul High Islamic Institute in 1972, the Sociology Department of the Faculty of Literature of Istanbul University in 1977. He worked as a high school teacher in between the years of 1972 and 77. He was assigned in Istanbul High Islamic Institute as an assistant to the pedagogic formation lectures in 1977. In 1980, he wrote his thesis on education in Islam. In 1982, he wrote another thesis on the state philosophy of Farabi and received his doctorate in the University of Istanbul from the Faculty of Literature's Department of Sociology. In 1986, he became assistant professor and professor in 1993. He spent his academic year of 1984-85 in England doing research in his field. In 1985, he gave several lectures in American universities where he was an international visitor. In the following years, his lectures continued in Europe, England, Germany, Holland, and Belgium for the Turkish workers. His work, Education in Islam, received the Turkish National Cultural Endowment Award. Education in Islam, the state philosophy of Farabi, examination pedagogy, faith in the light of the verses, conversations about worshipping and morality, woman, love and basic rights according to the Quran, comparative education systems of philosophy, concepts of variation, maturity and quality in the Quran, and 21 volumes of In the Light of a New Understanding, the Interpretation of the Quran, a one-volume meaning translation of In the Light of the New Understanding of the Quran, and Prophet Muhammad in the Quran, Internal and Materialistic Environmental Concepts in the Quran, Religion and Communication according to the Quran are his works. Some of his articles have been published in English, and Professor Bayraktar Bayraklı also publishes a research periodical on religious education in the last 15 years. At the moment, he is the president in the Marmara University Religious Education Faculty of Theology and continues his scientific research and understands Arabic and English. This is the work that he did, one of his works, and Woman, Love and Basic Rights according to the Quran. And after reading this book, I decided to translate it, finished its translation in March 25th of 2008. During the time as I was working as a tour guide, one of my tour group members was from Australia. Her name is Tilly Lunik. She was from Warragul in southern Australia. She asked me if I would like her to edit this book, and she did. And I especially thank her for the work she did. Of course, she wrote here from the editor section, but one sentence probably describes all of it. As a Christian woman, she says, I have learned much from this work. So, Professor Bayraktar Bayraklı, this interesting topic, which is to the interest of most of the women in the world, why would you want the people in the world to know how Islam looks at women's rights? Hocam, İslam'da kadın haklarının neden böyle öne çıktığını ve bu kitapla sizin dünyaya ne mesaj vermek istediğinizi bize lütfen anlatır mısınız?
I understand.
Okay.
Şimdi dünya insanlığının iki cinsiyette meydana geldiğini görüyoruz.
Of course, we see that the world is compounded of two generations.
Yüce Allah farklı cinsiyette yaratmış, birbirlerine ihtiyaçları olsun diye.
We were created as women and men, so they would need each other.
Bu ihtiyaçların giderilmesi için aile hayatı kurulur.
That's why family life is needed in order to meet the requirements.
Bu ailenin kuruluşunda cinsiyet olduğu gibi sevgi, merhamet ve akıl da vardır.
In order to form this unity in the family, you need love, you need respect, and you need intelligence.
Ama nedense kadınlar dünya insanlığını doğururlar, erkeği de kadını da doğurur ve dünya insanlığını emzirirler, bakarlar, fakat nedense zulme uğramışlardır.
We wonder why women who give birth both to men and women in the world are the ones who are being oppressed, even though they give birth and they nourish mankind.
Dünya insanlığının 3 tane büyük cahiliyet çağı vardır.
There are three big periods in the history of mankind that is connected with ignorance.
Bunlardan bir tanesi Lut peygamberin dönemidir.
The first one is the time of Prophet Lot.
Orada erkekler erkekleri istismar ediyordu. Eşcinsellik vardı.
During that time, people were engaging men-to-men relationship.
İnsanlığın karanlık çağı diyebileceğimiz bu çağda erkeklerin onuru, şerefi, haysiyeti ayaklar altına alınmıştır.
During that time, the real dignity of men has been eliminated. It was in its worst position.
İkinci dark de ona, ikinci karanlık çağ
Second darkest age was
Hz. Musa ile Firavun'un dönemi.
at the time of Prophet Moses and the Pharaoh in Egypt.
Cahiliye çağının olmasının sebebi Firavun'un İsrailoğullarının erkeklerini kesmesi, kız çocuklarını bırakmasıydı.
The Dark Age occurred because the Pharaoh was killing all the male infants and they were saving the girl infants.
Üçüncü cahiliyet çağı veya karanlık çağı Arapların Hz. Muhammed'in doğduğu toplumdu.
The third Dark Age happened when Muhammad was born in the southern Saudi Arabian Peninsula.
Orada da ilk doğan kız çocuklarını öldürüyorlardı, erkekleri bırakıyorlardı.
That's when they would be killing the firstborn baby. If this was a girl, they would be killing that baby.
Şimdi bu üç karanlık çağa baktığımız zaman
When we look at these three different periods of ignorance,
göreceğimiz ilk konu şudur. İnsanın insana reva gördüğü muamele, kötü muameledir.
The first thing we notice when we look at these three periods of ignorance is how badly one person would treat another person.
İşte Kur'an-ı Kerim 3. cahiliyet döneminde dünyayı aydınlatmak ve kadın haklarını öne çıkarmak için gelmiştir.
So one of the reasons why the Quran was sent was to bring human rights, ladies' rights to the front and to enlighten the world.
Ayıp kabul edilen ve böylece toprağa gömülen kız çocuklarına önce hayat hakkı tanıdı.
The first thing the Quran did was to give the right to those infant girls who were born was the right to live.
Böylece Kur'an kadını kız olarak, bir erkeğin eşi olarak ve bir anne olarak ele almıştır.
So the Quran takes an infant girl, an infant baby, as an infant, as a young girl, and then as the wife of a man.
Bundan sonraki bölümümüzde devam edeceğiz bu konuya.
In the next section, we will continue with this topic.